summed it up really well to me. It's like, do they have better players? Yeah, sure. Like, you know, should they win this? Yeah, sure. But do I have faith?
Hell no.
Yeah. That's the kind of biggest issue. And I think Ence, you know, they are a little more unknown. There are some quantities that can go huge or can, you know, disappear a little bit. And so that's why I think it is still a bit of a 50-50 matchup. But Cloud9 have been looking solid.
I think this would be a fairy tale run for Ence if they took down another Titan to get to the finals or even take the trophy, and they'll have to prove themselves in that final if they get there. But first, a pistol fast through the donut. Nerds with a nice A main look, but he's going to get run down by the Julies, and Axel takes that important real estate. Ence have the sight, but Axel jumps the gun to fight with his captain, and only one will live. nafany, some fantastic shooting. He's got more to do. Shiro's come in for support, and they will execute Ence in that pistol round. nafany with 3, and he's had some great games as well. We saw it just the other day for Cloud9 against Mouse, where nafany, after that first map, stepped up massively for the team.
That was huge from nafany. I mean, it looked like a bad spot for Cloud9 for this retake, but yeah, I think he's had a lot of criticism recently. I think most of it has been warranted, but has been stepping up in this tournament in particular, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think, you know, maybe that's even been one of these reasons as to why Cloud9 have been able to hang on a little bit more, right? Like, when you look at it, normally it's like Shiro and Axel.
A big problem for Ence was they didn't get a single kill the last round, so the pressure on the economy is really not there at all. And that was a big risk. I mean, that force buy is a big gamble because Cloud9 is also just playing default on the CT side so far. They're going to be up, I was going to say 4-0, well, let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
Hobbit, he's dead as well, Yanko. It's a 2 for none. Ence.
Happening.
They take a couple of kills. Shiro trying to force a fight. They will trade this. There's no way he survives. Buster even kills his teammate. Now he must win the round. 1v4 for the boost man. And Ence, they may be low, but they're all over the shop, already taking red control. Bomb on a rotation. Booster moving through, and he doesn't know Nerds is already wide, so that's Ence with the...
Tilbert still holds on to the cave position with the MP9. And a bit of aggro through the donut. Ence have got a couple of bodies over towards mid and ledge. I don't think the donut guys are going to spot them out yet. Nerds is playing behind the boost boxes in mid. They are going to throw a boost over the smoke. Kind of a cool idea for Hobbit to get this angle onto the ledge, but he's just missed the timing. Nerds moved up there just moments ago. And so for now, Cloud9 don't know what's happening. Ence are about to exec B. They're coming up the ramp. Util's going in now. nafany needs to get this one. If he can deal with the cave component, that would be ideal. Now they've got a cave player to worry about. This fight is isolated, so they are going to try and take it. They find their way back into the 4v4, but every kill's getting traded right now. Cloud9 holding on, and Shiro puts up the double.
Big shots for Shiro. There's a flank, though, and Madden's heard every single step, so patience on him will pay off here for Ence in a 2-on-3. Needs his equalizer as soon as possible so he can help out back on the site. He'll take it. Sunpile smoked off in the cave, and Axel taps that bomb, puts the pressure on. Good spam both ways, but Sunpile will win it out. And Shiro with a no-scope, with no kit. He wants to go and run. Ence will chase this kill, you'd think. Madden's heard him escaping, and he's fine offering that up. It's a second round to Ence. Shiro did all he could, but it's not enough.
Sad way for that one to go, man. nafany going 1-for-1 in the cave with the MP9. It's a fairly decent go at it from him, but this is where the chase from Sunpius was really nice. I like that he didn't let nafany like get situated, get set up. You know, if he goes walking through cave with that AK,
but Nerds has already taken red with his SMG, smokes it off, and that means Shiro must rotate. So he's forced back to that B-bomb site. Another boost for Cloud9. They're trying to get over and ahead of these smokes, but how much can he really see here? Maybe some pious if he crept out. The smoke fades. Shiro must reset. nafany again, different angle, but he gets checked. And Shiro forces kills or save. They line up. Fortunately, it's a trade for Diha, and the AWP Hobbit will not survive. Oh, you'd like to think. He's still going to be having to get past Snappy here. And that's easier said than done. So Ence will remove that AWP at the end and try and take it into the next 3 rounds now on the T side.
Nerds with the MP7, of course. Loves the gun. He does good with it. I mean, even in some gun rounds, he makes Turk win some fights against an AK or an M4.
Scrawny calls it the mini M4, and I kind of like it because the spray pattern's pretty nice, and also it's it's the most ranged SMG.
Yeah, it is a really good like mid-range SMG, which not a lot of them can really do, which is cool. But dude, yeah, that buy round. On one hand, I was like, okay, either this is screaming some confidence in Shiro, right, which was kind of cool, like knowing that in that round when you're the solo AWP player, you're trying to make a play if you force sport into it. On the other, I'm like, it could be, a bit of, I don't want to say desperation because it's
thinking, 4.3K, which is what they would have had, is not enough for them to, they don't like that buy, so they would rather force.
It's like earlier in the game as well. The force doesn't work, but the eco, that will. It will, all right. This drop D from Axel has found 2 kills from the captain, and Buster even dinked some pious on ramp as well, so the AWP is primed for death. It waits patiently, though. Buster will give him the kill. Some pious flashes back in. Nerds has to clear this corner. This round is going to fall apart. nafany is on his 3rd 1D of the round. Dear, oh dear, where did this round go?
Let's see who's going to walk into him next.
Yeah. Double volley.
He is loving this, man. They've not made it hard for him, right? It has just been shift held, walk into the crosshair. nafany, 3 kills in the round from the Deagle. He's going to try his hand at the 4th. Makes that contact over in cave. Deha doesn't want to face the same fate as the rest of his team.
Got to get through him eventually.
Yeah. Doesn't really have a choice in the matter here. Starting to take cave, moving in. nafany still waits with this Deagle primed and ready to go. Now, if he falls, there isn't a lot of resistance past that point. Axal's here, but nafany's hitting every single shot right now. He's on for the ace with the drop Deagle. This was one of 2 weapons that Cloud9 had in the round.
Sometimes things just don't make sense, Yanko. The force, both teams losing out and then winning an eco after. How do you even make that make sense in your brain?
Are you watching Maui Snake? Is all I'm going to say.
Poor guy, catching strays every day. Oh, no. That's a smart play. Throw the AWP out. He realized he was a dead man, and no ace for nafany, but it will do. 4 kills. And that's the Deagle that Axel dropped him after saving the SMG.
But does it make sense? Actually, it makes perfect sense because that's CS, man. Like, there's a lot of X's and O's to it and a lot of tactics and strategy. But in the end, if you can do this, right, in a round and just hit some really good shots, you can win pretty much any round, right? I think that's what makes it exciting too. So, yeah. Could you say, like, maybe Ence
new kind of vein to explore? Hobbit waiting in the donut in this round. Waiting to see if anyone crosses, but no one will for Ence. And this is nice info for Cloud9 to have, right? They don't really have to focus too much on mid. Shiro is coming back over with the AWP. He's going to clear out the ledge.
Yeah, they're giving it early and then re-aggressing during the mid round, right? That seems to be their approach at the start of this game, and you can see it was mid and donut. Now they have all the information. This is a very difficult spot for Ence. They need to hit some crazy shots.
They're getting flashed off as well. That's a great kill from Booster. He's going to get behind the boxes, but the molly will push him out into the open, fighting with his captain. nafany trades again. Shiro's even here with the AWP, and there's nothing going wrong for Cloud9. Just nerds in a 1v4. They won't even let him get comfortable. 5 rounds, and Ence's game plan very clearly on these B-side executes. Cloud9 play ahead of the utility, and they fight for the ramp.
And this is again probably some preparation, right? Where you see that Ence, even if they're defaulting, at which time do they start grouping? So Cloud9 is trying to aim for that time to go for information plays. And I think sometimes, whether it's because of the names or you just see that there's too many players there.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
It makes sense because it's like, whose perspective would you have? But you'd rather just have a perspective all game and then follow his spectator as well.
Yeah, you could maybe just say to the...
Have the in-game leaders...
The team, I want this player, just keep it on him so that you know...
That does make it a lot harder. Audio is such an important part of this match, or this game, sorry.
When there's a diffuse...
Oh, you're freaking out.
You just have to have
I just look at the players, whether they're fist bumping or they're like, face palming.
I think it was
you can't tell by how fast the light flashes whether or not they have time, Yanko. That's crazy. Having to analyze
we can't tell what's the A-side plant and B-side plant on Nuke, but they've got sounds for it. Careful, we've seen enough deeps go hairy.
This would be another one of these eco rounds, just going down the proverbial toilet for Cloud9. They're going to try and hold on to it. Shiro, with this peak, was hoping to tip the scales in favor of Cloud9, but the Deagles get out. The M4's now picked up.
Flash.
1 kill onto Nert, set up with the flashbang, but Diha trades it back. Tries to carry on the spray, and that will betray him up close. The MP9 churns him out of the round, but Madden is holding on. And now this gets awkward for NaVi. NaVi's had big rounds of his own, but he needs this one. Trying to clear the donut, trying to force the fight to Madden, but he lands the dig. 4 in the round from this guy.
This is beautiful Counter-Strike because this is just a dig-off right now. Who can win the most ecos in this match? We've got 3 eco wins in the game so far. And I don't mean 4 spies. I don't mean Tech 9 armor full buy. I mean Deagle no armor. And both teams taking a piece of the pie. Great shots from Madden.
Dude, it's funny. I feel like in a lot of these takes, right, both teams have kind of been going through their util relatively quickly. So, like, we do end up with these pretty brawly, skirmishy rounds. It's a big 4K from Madden. That's now 2 Deagle 4Ks in this match, and we're only 9 rounds in.
I like the delayed mid-take as well, right? They just wait a few more seconds. Cloud9 get comfortable. They get pushed up close in mid, and then Ence nailed them with flashes. It's going to be very hard to hold on to middle as a CT nowadays on Ancient.
All right, this was a 4-spy with the hero AWP again, and it's a 2v5 that's now turned into a 2v3. This is starting to get weird, starting to get wild. Cloud9 fall back. They start to leave a bit of space, and so Ence are going to look for a way out. They really don't want to have the immediate, you know, the immediate task of this force coming back against them now. Like Cloud9 having gambled resources and players over towards B. Ence might just find this gap through Donut.
Careful. Chiro's on his merry way. Util's going to get hurt. That should allow for a plant. Sampais takes a lot of space as well. Tucking in. It's a one-and-done position, but it's perfect in a round like this.
Oh, Snappy. How far does he go? He's just going to hang around here for now.
There's no kit. I mean, this shouldn't be winnable for Cloud9 any day of the week. And Snappy is a late activation.
Yeah, didn't check the boost, so this is a done deal. Snappy fires off, so now Buster knows he's here. That one's for free, but he will just be getting out with the AK and saving it. There is this kit over here, so maybe he runs to go grab that. Don't know if it's been calmed across, though. Ence tied the game up at 5-all, and they get past the hero AWP round that Cloud9 try to run again.
Very competitive out of the gate. And I feel like a map right now that could be T or CT sided, right? Like we see a lot of games go differently. This map obviously changed with the spawn timings for CTs getting pulled way back, and obviously the sites getting widened, more specifically on B. Gives T's more mid control to duel, as we're seeing this round from Ence. B executes are easier.
Yeah, it was a change of in 20.
Oh, hang on.
Not like this.
Oh, thank goodness.
21 this time.
Come on, how many times?
But hey, they improved, right? They traded, they went together this time.
Yeah, and Madden at that time was like having insane games on Ancient. Like the Ancient was at like 3 days before that tournament.
Yeah, the nickname we gave him was the Ancient one. Yeah.
I was getting there, Harry, but thank you.
Sorry, I ruined your story.
It's okay,
I was just trying to be a part of it, man.
Yeah, well, you are a part of it. You ready?
I know. Oh, thank you. Right. But yeah, no, he was phenomenal on this map. Like, when it first came into the pool, I was like, okay, this is just Madden's map. It was made for him. And he's kind of giving us, you know, that sort of vibe right now, up 12-7. Buster, right place, right time with the AK, though. This one could still have some legs on it after all. They're planting the bomb, but USP wins a fight up close. Oh dear, having a fight for his life, but he's flanked through main, sat there the whole time. Was Hobbit, so now Sampais has got to do this alone. This was just pistols again. These rounds can't keep coming through. Sampais needs to break the curse now, but he's getting wrapped through middle. He doesn't know about this. Lands the leg, but Buster wins the fight, and so it's another low buy round with a hero gun.
Yeah, why not?
Cloud9, this time the ones on the good side of it.
How do you even explain this, Yanko? I've never seen a game quite like it.
I mean, it's pretty wild, right? I mean, another one where there's a trade early on, but in a 4v4 for Ence, you know, there was a good amount of time on the clock. I think this one was maybe a little bit misplayed. They didn't have...
I feel like NaVi's brimming with confidence over in Caveman. Like, once again, he's looking to fight for this early.
Oh, that's awkward.
That Molly gonna force Sampayas down into middle, and the tags would have been heard. I think Shiro probably wants to go hunting for this, but if he does, he might be vulnerable to the close player. Instead, Sampayas doesn't even know he's visible. Head taken off, and Shiro now might even be ready for this second man.
Yeah.
Molly gonna burn him back. Nerds, he knows you're there. Has him pinned in. NaVi wins a fight over at B in the meantime as Madden tries to throw in a bit of chaos in the mid-round. It's only made matters worse.
Dia found the gun. Grabbed it in the smoke. Nerds is desperately looking for kills. And that bomb is deep in cave, so Ence, we know the end goal. Up ramp through the smoke. That is despicable for Dia. He's alone, though.
Yeah, the bomb drop coming out of cave as well. And oh, Buster! That is really crisp. Lovely B hold from this guy, and it's left to Nerds. They last saw him over in mid. He's pretty quick to ramp, but it's not enough to surprise Buster, who puts up 3. Hat-trick in the round. Cloud9 with the 7th. You said the Ence, they needed a kills and a bomb plant at bare minimum, and they don't really manage either. They get 1 frag onto NaVi. The bomb was lost in the 3v4. And so now they're in a bit of a bad way. You'd like to think that 8-5 is as good as done. I don't think this is going to be one of the eco rounds that pulls up with a win.
No, they can't even build momentum off of that D ground for Madden, right? Immediately losing to eco, and now Cloud9 control the economy, and they have Shiro back on an AWP, and he's been firing.
Rolling, right?
Ooh, Hobbit. Oh, the timing of that. They both eat flashes. Nerds gets more damage off, and Hobbit must abandon middle. That was Cloud9 trying to grab a kill and escape. Oh, well, they've done that exactly.
Wow.
Through the smoke. There's no way he could see. And that's a huge kill to find, taking down the guy who's been all the talk of the town for Ence, who's currently 4-13 in Nerds. Not a time to go cold. NaVi even aggresses off of the ledge and finds D here down below. He's been watching his demos. Hobbit now behind the A-side boxes. He's alone, and they will end his round. 3-on-4 now for Ence as they try and claw it back.
Nade goes in, but it's just shy of the bomb plant. Oh, that is a big kill for Axal. Turn around on the snappy. Locks out the mid flank. Cloud9 now own Donut. Going to give them a bit of a staging platform to try and launch this retake, but caught with util in hand. NaVi falls. Oh. Madden with another. Cloud9 had the advantage in this retake, but 2 players have stolen it away from them. Axal moves in, but he doesn't have the time. Has the kit, he's looking for kills, and with nothing being presented here, he can't do it. Cloud9 have got to save on Axal. He's got to try and survive. And Ence rob a 6th in broad daylight.
Yeah, because somebody didn't want to give him the AWP, he had to make a decision, like, do I save CT and probably die and give Axal an AWP, or do I just die with a bomb? And he kind of made the wrong choice because the money is so good for Cloud9. Wow, he did see something. They shot through the smoke, that looked like. But yeah,
This looks like a bit more of an up-tempo round here. They are fast into main, and they're already in Donut. I think the pacing's been decided on just how deep this mid player in Madden's got. Axal has no idea that mid is this level of lost right now. It won't even matter. He's dead before he can get involved. This could even strengthen the position of Madden because they've got no clue that there is a player in Donut, and there they are learning about it the hard way. Shiro dead, Madden still fighting. Does a bit more chip damage downrange onto NaVi. They're still locked in this fight, and Madden's going to win it out, so it's left to Buster, and they
3 maps at 49 and 50% with decimals in between them in how CT or T-sided it is. That is Ancient Vertigo and Inferno. So close right now. Counter-Strike's never been better.
Absolutely, and I think the important thing for Ence as well is in that last round, Nerds got a double kill like on the entry. He's been pretty quiet in the first half. They're going to need him in the second one, so maybe that boosts his confidence a little bit.
Well, this round's looking like a B play, and you've got Hobbit ready to come through red, but Sampayas could uproot everything. As he doubles up down at the base of ramp, Hobbit starts to get activated, but Ence are actually flanking middle, and they go and clear the red room. Dia with the dualies. This round has been all Berettas. Shiro's up close here, but with 2 players on the short side and Madden back of the site, he's dead if he tries to leave the cave. That put a lot of pressure on Axal to get involved, and he can't find a thing. That is a lovely pistol round from Ence.
Would you say, Harry, that Cloud9 flew a little bit too close to the sun?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, that's a good timing for xantares to push with the brass. I think there was a teammate behind him, I believe, as well. Diha gets good timing on the flank too, and yeah, important round for Ence. But both teams will be content with the first half because it could have been way worse. Early K fight.
Madden not waiting around. Maybe should have done. NaVi holds for him. Oh, this is a bit of a rough first look at this this round for Ence. They tried to come through with the aggression, and it's exactly what Cloud9 wanted.
Felt a little bit weak on the utility, no, for that push. Maybe an extra flash or some incendiaries from Ence. But yeah, now in a tough spot, 3v5. Cloud9 very good when they have a man advantage, especially a two-man advantage, right? Like even Snappy said, their fundamentals are really strong, so they understand they can wait out a little bit, see if there's going to be an aggressive play from Ence. And in a 5v3 with this much utility, even if you go into a stack, if you do it properly and use your utility well, you will still get the trade kills.
Yeah, they're only dangerous. They use their mollies in other places, but the ones Ence inhabit. It's a good grenade there to kick up some dust and to cause a problem, but there's still the kills coming through for Ence. Both players push cave and take a frag apiece. Bomb planted safe from the wall bangs, and Cloud9 is still very comfortable here. They're taking deep control with this bomb plant, cutting off Diha's late rotate. I don't know how Ence are supposed to win this round off of these positions. They've not got a kit either. They can waste time spamming to buy a few seconds for Diha, but he's moving in now. Dead to Shiro immediately, and Ence realize this one's too far gone. Cloud9 come through, and they close that 5-on-3 as they should.
And that was even the worst case scenario, right? They lose both of the players in cave, and suddenly it's a 3v3, but in return, they got so much real estate towards long that they were still in very good post-plant positions.
Dude, it's a bit of a shame because, like, for Ence, it looked like, you know, I don't know if there's like an official name for it, but I always used to call it like wave pushing. It's almost like, you know, you kind of lean to a site, you push with two, with the end goal of like trying to coerce your opponent into the stack almost, right?
Wait, was that guy eating popcorn?
Yeah, no.
I saw someone drinking a beer.
They got everything out there.
Oh, where did that happen?
Wait,
just shot through smoke, reasonable.
Oh, man, NaVi's just been beasting over towards cave with or without vision. He knows what's happening. And now that he's got this opener, I mean, it's always frustrating to lose that first fight over towards cave, right? You lose a lot with it. You kind of don't really have any information as to what's happening at lane. You don't know if Cloud9 is setting up here to go for the B pop. Don't even know if they've aggressed all the way through cave. And so it means anyone who rotates over to B feels that much more restricted as well. It limits your angles over towards the long side. You're having to play it further back, so you're not vulnerable to this opening right here. A lot of problems from that one fight can be caused. xantares alleviates a bit of the pressure by still owning mid. Ooh. Madden's looking for a gap in this smoke. It's tiny, the gap he's trying to find, but you can see what he's going for here. Won't get much from it yet, but he knows someone's close. Fires off a couple of shots and looks to get out of there for the reload. Now Ence teeing up for this retake in the 4v4. NaVi still low on health, but he waits back on the lane. He's not going to be involved in any of these fights in the site. Not yet, anyhow. He betrayed to open up. Buster dead, up close, nailed on the angle. Diha's shotgun taken out of the round, and Shiro loses his captain, so now he's got to fly solo on this one. Peeked up close and put in the dirt. Ence take the lead.
Big move for Madden to just cross there. He knew he was in a very dangerous position, but getting that kit over and then trusting in your AWP to hit the one necessary shot. That was a bit awkward for Cloud9. Axel swinging out from default. He could have waited for Buster's contact. I think he's trying to bail him out because Ence knew his position. But he was the one with the power spot, with the cover, with all the health as well. Buster, he could have, you know, just tried to play trade. Instead, it's an easy clear for the shotgun, and Ence do get that retake off.
But the kill time, they were, and it's a rush B.
Yeah, straight in, straight up, Madden.
And
doesn't want to let them in.
Abort mission.
Yeah, it's called off straight away.
Maybe I should go back to base.
Now it's a very hard round, right? You say Cloud9 are good at closing the advantages. Well, this is nothing of the sort. Although Snappy alone. That's an option. Can they trade it out? Can they take it together? Nade's coming in, and yeah, he knew he had to swing with that one. Axel will respond, and Cloud9 with a lot of control. Wait, what are they? No, I was wondering, can you boost through this? But we've never seen it before. Flash in. They don't know about two, though. Shiro fires off, gives away his position. Molly to try and give him space to fight Diha, and he will force his kill. Diha's going for it right now. Oh, pulls out towards short. Cloud9 still conceding an advantage, but Ence give them the sight.
Ooh, Albert. That's a lot of damage. That's going to force a bit more respect out of these two long players and facilitate the bomb plant for Cloud9. A man down. Damage done in Sampayas. He went back and stood in the molly for a moment to try to scope up into the site. Don't know if that was a worthwhile trade on the health. Brought him down. He was the one guy with HP coming from this side of the map. An important trade out of Diha, but they need to clear the double cave. There's a smoke on Nerds. He's coming from behind. He could just win it with kills, and there he is. In all his glory, up on the board.
Ence communicating really well in these retakes, timing flanks and letting the last late player come in well. They're baiting really hard, and they're making it look like they're actually going to swing the cave players because they're crossing out short, they're pre-firing corners, and that's drawing so much attention for Cloud9. They never expected the late flank, and this is what you wanted, Yanko. Nerds getting activated in the second half after a very quiet...
He's in that situation to go for the correct play with his team. I love how much talking like Madden seems to be doing, right? And like he seems to be very vocal in this game. He's having a tremendous game, a lot of impact too. So yeah, Ence now in a very good position, having all the momentum in the second half.
Oh, Snappy's hit golden timing. Wow, that's
brutal. A confidence push.
Yeah, Cloud9 really aren't. You know, that's the last thing you're expecting in like an advantage round, 5v4.
And I don't know, like, Snappy, I feel maybe is a little bit underrated or overlooked as a fragger, but on the other side, he's like has a lot of volatility to his performance.
Yes.
You know, one game he will have 10 kills, then he will have a game where he has 30 kills. You know, I remember a couple, maybe Pro League last season or 2 seasons ago, Mirage game where he has 32 kills or something, just wins the game on his own for his team. You know, you're not supposed to do that.
Danish in-game leader.
If you're a 30-plus-year-old in-game leader,
Danish in-game leader effect. KD and Karrigan, Snappy. That's the core three. Huh? Yeah, I mean, back in the day, yeah, not all of them, okay? There's Hooksy as well. But it's there, it's available, and as much as...
Why is Hooksy catching strays?
That wasn't a flame to Hooksy.
He did 3 maps the other day, he was here, he's like...
Hooksy's killing it, man. He's killing it.
And then he gets rewarded with a middle seat and a crying baby. Did you see that?
Oh dear.
Not a good start.
Yeah, get out of there. Give him middle. Look at the room again for Snappy. He is, not going to last long. That's a boost up. They checked that. Yeah. Wow. Did Snappy come through cave? He must have, right? Clearing ramp late. And that's not a typical boost for Cloud9, but it works wonders.
And we'll see, you know, Hobbit was talking about in Afani as well that during that online period when they were really good, Groove could call for them and he could talk, right? And that's also a big factor why they've been struggling a little bit on LAN. So now he took a timeout and see already. Entry kill, have a lot of control. There's this A-main push.
This is big. This is the only way to respond for Ence. Regain some other space, but Axar has such a good angle. Nice to see him play it. They won't be ready for another, though, will they, Harry? Oh, wow.
I don't know. They seem to look aware. Sampayas, the scope was heard, but he's nailed both shots. Oh, he's trying to play with fire through the smoke in main. Sampayas, that shot just misses. They pulled the knife and he won't respect it. No honor.
Oh, careful.
Yeah, this timing could be found here. If you go on the reload, you know, Snappy's got 4 bullets. He's going to start to fall away before the reload comes out. And when you hear him reload the gun there, you are thinking there's a chance this is the bait and switch. I think that's what Cloud9 are probably expecting. Yeah, they're going to molly close. They're clearing that rat corner, right? Making sure that no one's there for the Ence squad, but the re-aggression comes in waves. They started off pushing cave. They end up pushing down ramp, and Madden he's just out like a bandit in a lot of these rounds, right? Just taking a man advantage and then easing his way back into a site. A 5v4 for Ence that goes untraded. They don't hang around long enough to give you a chance to reclaim that lost man. Pressuring Pius in hot water, but he gets out, and getting around that corner is the safety net. He actually goes back in. Luckily enough, his teammates will hold the line. It's just Shiro left, and the Deagle won't connect. Madden mops them up with 4.
They even missed the molly, Cloud9, right? They were meant to molly Pius's position in the cave entrance so they could take control. But I guess it didn't matter too much because he tries to cross back out to short and they catch him. But it would have just been a lot easier for Cloud9. Maybe they could have grabbed the AWP there if he committed ahead of the Molotov. And this was great because once you see the bomb, you know Cloud9's plan. There's 50 seconds on the clock. You've dropped the bomb at ramp in a 5-on-5 and you just pull back. And you're committing too much on their CT moves. This round will be the same. They completely reset with that AWP. Definitely fighting for cave on both sides, but the captain of Ence will take it instead. Through the smoke goes Shiro, an important trade kill to keep this round even.
Another 4v4. Ence was really good in these situations so far. The one round they lost was the 3v5, right, where they went for early B aggression. So we'll see if they decide to make a move or just play more passive. Looks like it's going to be a ramp push again for Madden.
Dude, I mean, he keeps finding these.
he's
going to find grenades out again. Oh my goodness! They did line up, but thankfully Axal gets that trade. Admittedly, a TK in the mixed. Missed shot for Pius. Cave's been taken. A 3-on-3. This is an opportunity for Cloud9, one of the best they've had yet. Starting to move in, they're going to have a route to the plant, but Shiro swings default wide to try molly short, stop the run-up, and that ends up with him falling. The advantage now lies with Ence. They've even got this wrap coming in from Nerds all the way up through middle. They can wait for him here. They did last time, right? They fired off a couple of shots. They're keeping the pressure applied. But Nerds, they're giving him all the time to come in with this backstab. And now that he's played his hand, this is where they're going to look to move. Axal, this needs to be his round. This has to be his moment. And he's run down. Nerds won't let him have it. Ence with that mid flank, with the holding off for the B retake. Again, they find...
It's his 8th after yesterday or the other day that they played. But now, again, goes missing a little bit, right? And I don't really think Cloud9 can afford that. Even though NaVi stepped up in this game tremendously, it's still like not enough for them to pull through here.
Oh, he faked the jump into the cave smoke, so that actually scared Snappy enough to go back, not wanting to offer up a pick. Cloud9 have a lot of space. Deher tucked in red though. There's no molly in middle right now, but Hobbit looks curious. Flash for info, and Deher, he goes a little bit too late. It had already faded. Hobbit gets out with 10 health, and he knows he could take the room as well. Opts not to do so, waiting in the fade. Snappy spots the cave play. Nerds will retake middle with his AWPer. And with that smoking cave, that's going to stall the clock here for Cloud9. They know that's not the guy who took down Deher. Nerds gets a second as well. And he could end this entire map right now for Ence.
Oh, will fall over in middle, but I mean, what a hero's journey Nerds has been on in this game, right? He was really struggling. He came into the second half, bottom of the board, not feeling good, and he's won multiple rounds on these mid-reaggros. This could be another round added to the round count for Nerds. That double in mid has flipped the script of this round, forced a bit of a reaction over towards Cave and baited them into Snappy. And so now Cloud9 are left with this A play. This is it. Shiro and Buster have got to cook up a round. And because Ence have the info that Cave and Lane were clear, they start to rotate through early. Cloud9 have got no choice but to follow through into the stack with 10 seconds left. Ence, one kill in the right place could win them this map and put a stop to it all. The AWP misses, it won't connect. Madden dead. Shiro trying to pave a path back into this game. And Pius smoked off right now is praying that they give him a peek, they give him a fight. Cloud9 should not and will not overstep their boundaries here. Holding back over towards the temple and main, and Pius, the more he waits, more this reality sets in that this is not going to be the round. He looks to get out of there and save the AWP, and so Cloud9 stay alive for one round longer.
Ooh, knife out.
Buddies!
scary. And he doesn't even save the AWP because, hey, get Madden, hopefully the AK.
They got a nade. They got a nade. Don't need it.
That will
Spam
do.
him. The nade did come in moments after. And so that is a bit of a weird way to give up the man advantage. There's aggression all over the board right now from Cloud9. A bunch of solo plays just happened in 3 different areas of the map, and they fail each and every one of them.
Yeah, that's a classic Cloud9 round, but unfortunately for them, it's Ence who have won every single fight in every site. A 2v5 to stay in their opponent's map pick. Cloud9 might have to rely on Overpass and Vertigo, and I certainly hope we get to that third. Cool boost. Oh, did Snappy see it? No, he didn't. Over the top.
He landed
That's a
the
nice
ding.
idea.
He flicked to that.
Yeah. What have we got for Cloud9? Could they possibly win such an irredeemable round? One smoke, use it wisely, because this AWP will be on one side or the other.
Yeah, it just, kind of feels like a guessing game. And if you really want to try to get max usage out, you wanted to take a peek, figure out where this AWP is, but the Spaniard's not missing. Some Pious holding on, and with Madden here to help.